welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to discuss something very critical in parenting. Come closer as we go on this journey. Alright, so we're going to be discussing how to make sacrifices in parenting. How do you make sacrifices in parenting? The first thing I want to say to you is sacrifices is an important thing in parenting. It is very critical. It's one of the keys to effective parenting. If you are a parent, it is mandatory for you to make sacrifices. You cannot deny that. But I want to say to you that you must choose your sacrifice wisely. That means you have to choose what you're going to sacrifice and what not to sacrifice. Now, I want us to discuss making sacrifices in parenting in 10 points. The first point is to sacrifice is to give up something or to let go of something for another person. And in this case, maybe your children, because we're talking about parenting. So you have to be able to let go. You have to be able to give up something if you say that you are making sacrifices. The second point is there will always be something to sacrifice because you cannot run away from sacrificing something. You will always sacrifice something. Sacrifice things for your children or sacrifice your children for things. So you choose what to sacrifice. The third point is every sacrifice you are making for your children opens door for another sacrifice. It opens the door for another sacrifice. What do I mean? When you make sacrifice for your children, they get to a point where they turn around and begin to also make sacrifices for you. I'll give you a typical example. When you see parents who are now older, so they can no longer take care of themselves. It is now the turn of the children to take care of them. What you will notice is either the parent has paid the price to deserve those sacrifices or those commitments and taken care of, or they do not deserve it, and it shows in the way that children relate to them. In one hand, you will see children who are so out to take care of their parents, to make sacrifice, to give things to them, to take care of them, to cater for them, to make sure that they are fine. And then on the other hand, you see parents who are suffering because their children do not care. Their children are not looking out for them. Their children don't bother with whatever is happening to them. And that is because the parents did not make their own, they didn't pay their own dues. They didn't make their own sacrifices when it was their own turn. And so it makes it difficult for their children to now, in turn, make sacrifices for them. The next point I want to discuss is that sacrifices are usually costly. A sacrifice is no sacrifice if it doesn't cost you something. For you to be able to say that you made a sacrifice, it means that you have let something that is dear to you. You have let go of something you would have wanted to have, or where you have wanted to go, or things you should have wanted to do for the sake of your child. For instance, you have a business trip. Okay, I'll start it this way. You have a toddler and you also have a job opportunity that is going to make you be out of the home for months. And the caveat is no child allowed. Okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to go ahead and take the job and sacrifice your child in the house? Or are you going to say no? This might look good or might look mouth-watering. But what about the future of my child? What about my child's destiny that I need to mold at this early age? Am I going to let it go and go after the job? Or am I going to sacrifice that job for the sake of my child? You see, that is very costly. That is what it means to sacrifice. Sacrifice is not when you let go of something that, of course, you would have just let it go anyway, or it doesn't matter, or it didn't shake you when you let go of that thing. Anything that doesn't shake you, that doesn't give you some little pain, that doesn't give you some little pain, is not a sacrifice. So, are you making sacrifices? Or are you just letting things go that you would have let go of anyway? Think about that. The next point is you must be able to sacrifice time in your parenting. I want to remind you or let you know that in parenting, time is the currency of destiny. That is a quote by my beloved Coach Wendy Olobi. Time is the currency of destiny. You cannot tamper with time when you're dealing with parenting. You must be able to give time, sacrifice a whole lot. Like you don't sacrifice a little of it, you sacrifice a lot of it. The day you choose to become a parent, you lost the right to do what you like. You lost the right to behave the way you want to behave. Parenting requires a lot from us. Parenting requires time, resources, everything you can think of. So, in parenting, you must be able to sacrifice time because if you don't do the time now, you will do it later. Either ways, you are going to do the timing. You do it now and enjoy later, or you enjoy now and do the time later. And it's going to cost you more because you're going to be trying to repair an adult who you should have molded as a child. It brings me to the next point. You must be able to sacrifice your resources for your parenting. Yes, resources for your parenting. Now, this is not just about money. I'm talking about resources generally. The things you know, the things that you could have gone for. Those are your resources. You have to be able to sacrifice your resources for your parenting because there are certain things that you would have wanted to go for, you would have wanted to take, you would have wanted to achieve, but for the sake of your parenting at the time you are. And that is why I talk about seasons of life in parenting. If you didn't watch that video, go back to that video on our YouTube channel. You will see a video on that. You need to understand your seasons of life. That will also teach you the things you need to let go part time, where you are in your parenting and the kind of things that is expected of you to sacrifice. Some time ago, I was just asking myself, I haven't traveled in a while. I haven't gone, out so much like I would have wanted to or like I used to because I have toddler and an infant. Where am I traveling to? If I want to travel, then I have to travel with them. Do I feel left out or left behind? Of course not. I am enjoying this season because I know that a time is going to come when I will be everywhere. I will be flying from Italy, I'll go to Germany, from Germany, I'll go to the UK, from UK, I'll go to the US. I won't even be stopping by anyway. And it's not going to affect anything. But right now, I cannot afford to do that because I have destinies to mold. I have people to cater for. So I am sacrificing resources. I'm sacrificing the money I would have used to get myself solved, to get get my children things that will benefit them, things that will help their life. So that is part of what sacrifices it entails. You have to be able to sacrifice your resources. And then it brings me to the next point. You must sacrifice your job for your parenting. Hold on. I know you're going to come for my neck. What are you saying? Are you saying that I should stop working? Are you saying I should resign from my work? Calm down. I will explain to you. Do you know that there are certain kind of job that an infant mother should not do? I understand that our economy is so bad. Everybody needs to get money. You need to do what you can to bring money to take care of your family. But at the same time, you have to choose the right kind of job, the right kind of work for your family. See, when it comes to parenting, you have to understand that you are there to serve. So whatever that is going to be of service to your children, you have to be able to do it. You have to be able to do it. If your job is going to affect your children negatively, why won't you be able to let go of that job? Is your job more important than your children? Whatever you're doing today is a seed that you're sowing for tomorrow. You're sowing a seed that your children is going to harvest and you are going to also harvest. So whatever you want to harvest, you have to begin now to plant it. The Holy Scripture says, in life there are seed time and harvest. That is, seed time and harvest shall not cease. So whatever you are doing, you will have, and you know the funny thing, seed time have a time, but harvest do not have a time. So you don't even know when you start reaping your harvest. You have to be very deliberate. You have to be very conscious and very intentional and make the necessary sacrifices for your children. So be ready to sacrifice your job for your children or for your parenting. The next point is you must be able to sacrifice family and friends for your children. Oh yeah. Now, what do I mean by that? If there is a particular family member that is not safe for your children, and because you think they are family, they must stay with a family or they should stay in your home, that is wrong. You must be willing to sacrifice family and friends. Whoever that is going to get into the way of your parenting, let's go of that person. Sacrifice the person. Yes. If there is a particular friend that doesn't align with your value system, for which is going to influence your children negatively, why will you hold on to them? You have to let go of such friends. The next point is you must be able to put your family first before anything. In the hierarchy of priority, it is going to be God first in your life, your spouse, and then your children before any other person, including your pastors or your imam, your mentors. Your children have to come first, because when the chips are down, it is that spouse and your children that is going to come for you, for the most part. So you have to put your family first before your work, before your career, before your business, before your whatever it is that you're doing. Your service in the church. You have to take care of your family first, because even the Bible says that he that does not take care of his family, or he that does not provide for his family, is worse than an infidel. Wow. The Bible is that serious. That is to tell you where God places taking care of family in. You don't have to joke with taking care of your family or providing for your family. So you have to be ready to sacrifice whatever that comes first, that wants to take the place of your family in your life. The last point is you have to be able to sacrifice pleasure for your family. Yes. Sometimes you want to do some things, you want to go somewhere, but you have to also take care of your family. So which one do you go for first? You have to go for family first. So you have to be ready to sacrifice pleasure for your family, for your parenting, for your children, and for your spouse too. So if you're not able to come to terms with these things you needed to sacrifice for your family to come to a point where they should come to, you're going to lose your family. And that is why at old age you see people suffering, people struggling, because they did not make the necessary sacrifices that was required in their parenting. And so they are reaping the result of their parenting because they did not make sacrifices when it was necessary. I hope this video helps you today. You have learned 10 ways to make sacrifices, or 10 points in making sacrifices for your family. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.